If we look back over Q4, I would say, we kind of had two buckets of work. The first was hardening and polishing. We GA'd this product back in mid-September, and for that first month and a half, we were really just laser focused on squashing bugs, improving the product, under the hood, making it as smooth as possible. As part of that work, we actually hit a milestone that I didn't expect that we would hit quite so quickly. We reached 100% benchmark success testing AI-generated data apps. If you give Plotly Studio your data, more than likely you're going to get a fully functional application with no errors, which is pretty incredible. The new data sources feature lets you connect to virtually anything. Basically, if Python can connect to it, well, Plotly Studio can too. And what's so revolutionary about the way that we've built this is that we're doing it all through natural language. That means you can connect, you can query, you can transform your data just using a chat interface. And more importantly, all of the credentials that you use are completely safe. They are stored in your keychain. They are never exposed to the LLM directly. They are securely transmitted and stored in Plotly Cloud or Dash Enterprise. Over here on the left, this is how you get started. This is our chat window. You can drag and drop files here just like you always could. You can also click this try sample data. We bundle a little sample data set that you can try. Both of those work the same as they always have, except now we have this handy chat interface to basically steer the LLM with what we want to do. You're going to notice some conversation starters down here to help you understand how you would get going with this. It's as easy as saying, I want to connect to Snowflake, or I want to connect to my S3, or connect to my local DuckDB database. Truly, that's all you have to write to get started. And then that will kick off an iterative process between you and Plotly Studio's LLM, where you'll kind of jointly create this artifact that will power your applications. So we have now connected to the Snowflake database. And as you can see, I've got a bunch of tables here at my disposal. And in this case, the one I need is at the top. But if it wasn't, I could simply use this really handy grid and run some filters. If I jump over to the app tab, you'll see it's generating things like the layout, the theme, our filter components, data table, data cards, all of that. And that gives you a chance to peruse the explore mode. As I mentioned before, there are kind of these different categories of graphs, right? So make graphs or view changes over time, compare things side by side. Maybe you want to do a lookup. Maybe you want to just show the top n number of stores or orders, or what have you. We have pivot tables in here. And of course, if you'd like to start from scratch, you can simply do that as well. I'd like to see a line chart of total store revenue over time. And to do that, I just push this generate button. You can also click this view prompt button if you're curious. This is going to show you the prompt that we're using under the hood to generate this chart. And this is our kind of best practices style guide. This is a great way to learn kind of how to structure your prompts for maintainability and also for really great results. This allows you to select which pages you need, which charts you need. It gives you a nice preview over here on the right. You can annotate these charts. You can change their sizing. Here's the comments for the chart underneath, right? We can update those. We have some page settings, some document info, and just a simple button, one click, export to PDF. Couldn't be easier. So yeah, kind of a nice quality of life improvement there. Up in the hamburger menu, upper left-hand corner of Plotly Studio, you're now going to see a live support menu button, and that will open up this little chat widget. And the PMs, you're actually going to be talking with me, and more than likely, or Robert, who's backstage, and we're going to be helping you navigate issues. You can report bugs this way. You can give us feedback about what you like, what you don't like about the product, and you're talking directly with Plotly PMs. If you're deploying to Plotly Cloud, you may have noticed this UI when you go to access an application. What we do under the hood is that if your app is up and running but hasn't been accessed in quite a while, we're going to automatically sleep and then reawaken that when it's been accessed. But the best part is that you no longer have to manage the uptime of your applications, but component versioning is almost here. Basically, it's going to use the same affordance that the data sources has for choosing older versions. Again, it's going to bring you back to a stable state, previous prompt, previous code state, and you're off to the races. We're going to be adding AI rules here in the next few weeks. Think about that like user directives or team directives, keyword team directives, that you can give Plotly Studio to always take into account. This is where you would drop in domain expertise, the types of charts you like to use, maybe shorthand that you use, maybe your preferences around styling or what default inputs to always, to include with your charts. We are working on a drag and drop UI. This is basically a reimagining of the app interface. Finally, you'll be able to click and drag and move your charts around, resize them. But we are taking a stab at increasing the transparency around what AI is doing and what the code it's generating is doing. Is going to be introducing Teams next year. This is going to give you improved management around your apps, your creators, your viewers, and managing your credit pool. So very cool stuff coming.